scientifically, I'm going to talk about 3 things that I feel that are important in the journey of life. Happiness, the cycle of belief, and purpose and individuality. Now, how many of you have seen this movie? Oh, thank God. I expected half the class to put up their hands and say, no, we haven't seen it. Okay, so basically Lord of the Rings. Okay, it's about a journey of how Frodo Baggins is entrusted with the One Ring, brings it to Mount Doom, and basically saves the whole world. How long do you think it took Frodo to bring the ring to Mount Doom? Do any of you know? That's like 9 hours. Okay, actually, if you read the book, it actually took Frodo 6 months to bring the ring from Riverdale to Mount Doom. Okay, so basically, the journey was full of ups and downs. Okay, let's be honest, more downs than ups, right? Okay, but the point is, life is a journey. Okay, throughout the movie, okay, sorry, let me touch on happiness first. Throughout the movie, right, you will see Frodo's traveling companion, Samwise. Okay, so whenever Frodo wants to give up, or like, no, it's not worth it, man, you know, so it's like, just let me die here, you know, I can't do it anymore, you know, I just want to give up. What Sam does is he brings him to a happy place. No, look, Frodo, think about the journey home. Think about being at home, you know, again with all our friends and all, and you know, so that he always brings him back to a happy place, so that he has the will and the strength to move on to finish the journey. Okay, so similarly, like what she spoke about, happiness is indeed a choice. Okay, so Sam could have chosen to, like, you know, be in cahoots with Frodo, like, yeah, you know, let's do it, let's die, you know, let's just give up, you know, let's just call it quits here. But what Sam chose to do was to help Frodo find happiness through, you know, through his life, and also that he could push him to finish the journey. So similarly, okay, I used to know a guy who was suffering from okay, he's no longer around, right? Okay, you're suffering from a terminal illness. So I used to party with this guy, okay, and he was fast and furious. You know? He's the type of guy who really lived for a moment. He's like, you know, if we're going to party, we'll do it well, you know, if we're going to work, we do it well, you know. So everything he did, he gave his 100%. And towards his last few months, okay, I was with him, and then I was like, asking him, dude, you know, is there anything that I can do for you, you know, is there anything I can help you with? He's like, no, man, no. And he always kept a smile on his face. And he always left me confused. It's like, this guy has like the better part of 6 months to live, 6 to 7 months to live, you know, and he's going to die. And it's something that the doctors have told him repeatedly, like, you know, start to make plans and all that. He was by himself, he didn't really have family or friends, you know. So I was like, dude, you know, one day I sat down with him and, okay, probably not the most tactful way to have approached it. I was like, dude, you know, you're going to die. So you have 7 months left of your life. Is there anything that you want? You know, why are you always smiling? You know, is it the medication? You know, is it putting you in a state of high or something? You know, like, if you tell me, you know, like I will see to it, because I found it so, I couldn't make sense of the fact that here, yeah, I'm 31 years old. I have made a life plan for myself till the age of like 60, and this guy is in his 30s. He has 7 months left of his life, and he has nothing. He wants nothing. He wants to do nothing. All he does is he smiles and smiles and smiles and smiles. So he told me, look, it's very simple. Happiness, for me, is a choice. I've lived a good life. You know, I had awesome parties, I had great colleagues, you know, I worked, I lived, I laughed, I ate, I saw the world, or as much as he could, you know. So when I choose to meet my end, I choose to meet it with a smile. That's all. That's all there is to it. Would you rather me mope and, you know, fill you with stories of unfulfilled dreams and desires? No, I don't want to do that. You know, my life has reached the end. Okay, so I choose to meet it happily. I don't want people to, you know, to like cry at my funeral, throw a scene and all that, you know. If I could, I'd like an open bar at my funeral. And I was like, okay, you know, I will factor in other things I will do to facilitate. You know, and true enough at his funeral, I mean, yeah, there were tears, there was a lot of sadness and grief going around, but more than mourning for his loss, we celebrated his life. eventually he passed on and all, and even when we talk about it, right, he told me one very simple thing. He said, look, after I pass on and all, when you all meet and all, if you are still going to be talking about, oh, his day, he died too soon and all that, I will screw with you from heaven. I will find ways to mess up your life, So he said, always think of me, remember me at the best. Do not remember me at my worst. And he didn't allow anyone else to see him. I mean, yeah, he did have friends and all, but he didn't want anybody else to be with him. Couldn't figure out why. I did ask him repeatedly, but like I said, smile on the face. I assumed it was the medication, so I didn't want to push him too much. Okay, so another thing is, for me personally, basically when I was doing my degree, I took a subject which I felt, okay, I have this whole, greater good, save the world, I should do my part kind of a thing, Don't get me wrong, I'm not an immoral man. I don't go around kicking kittens or spitting at old people. I'm just trying to say that I wanted to do my part for the greater good. And I became very absorbed by it. I became very overwhelmed by it. So much so that I took psychology and management for my degree. And let me be honest, psychology is fun and all. But once you hit the more technical aspects, like doing statistics, right, you will, I don't know how many of you are mathematically sound. I am not. Okay, so stats reduced me to like tears. I'll be like, won't be able to sleep. It's like I think my lecturer had ever caught me wandering up and down the hall like lost and all. Like stats really left me broken. And it's something that I had to clear. So I tried. I gave it my level best and all. And day in, day out, I wasn't happy. I was just doing it like, okay, look, I just had to clear it and I can move on to the next hurdle. Whereas I enjoyed the management aspect more. I enjoyed studying about the different types of management. I enjoyed, studying about the different dynamics of an organization. So one day I was sitting down and then, a friend of mine came to me and said, look, it's very obvious that you are not all there. It's like the porch light is on but there's no one home. So, it's like, we are seeing a very different side of you, Then after that, okay, this conversation happened in Far East, I think. So we were sitting there at the KFC and we were having a talk. That's like, what makes you say so? Well, for one thing, you're wearing wrong socks. And then I realized I was wearing like 3 quarters and I was wearing a white sock and a black sock. See, it brings on to my point. You're not all there, So they asked me, are you fine? Are you okay? I said, no, I'm not. I'm really not. So eventually they told me, look, why not consider dropping psychology and focusing on management? Now that's like, yeah, but then there's that $24,000 that I paid, So eventually I made the choice and I told my dad, look, I think I really need to call it quits to psychology. I will do my part for the greater good, but I don't think necessarily studying psychology is the right way for me to do it. Maybe it's not for me. Okay, so eventually he agreed. I dropped psychology and I couldn't have been more happier. I mean, to be honest, I think that was a very good choice because that helped me to realign my perspectives for my future endeavors. So whenever I think of, look, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this course, I'm going to do that course, or I'm going to, invest in something or look into something or partner with something, I will always assess whether how I will feel. Is it going to overwhelm me? Is it gonna take too much pressure on me? So yeah, okay, this is me. Okay. And let me explain to you why I'm showing this. I didn't rob a bank or anything, Okay, so basically my concept is very simple. I find happiness in the simplest of things. Okay, so my private moments with my friends, and also this was actually a session I had with my friends. So we were sitting down, we were having a few drinks and all, and then there was this guy, another friend of mine, who wore this, I think it's like a motorcycle thingy. Okay, wore this again, and I was laughing at him and telling him how stupid he looked. And then after a few drinks, we had a truth or dare kind of a thing, and I was dared to do this. So I was wearing this for the better part of 3 to 4 hours. Okay, point is, it made me happy. I mean, everybody laughed and all. So happiness doesn't necessarily mean you have to be earning $1 million. I mean, of course, I've earned $1 million, I will be pretty happy. But the thing is, happiness doesn't have to be complicated. it doesn't have to involve, a lot of sophistication. Happiness can be obtained from the simplest of moments. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay, do any of you familiar with this lady? Okay, her name is Sarah Chowdhury. Okay, if you can check out her TED Talk. Okay, so basically she's 12 years old and she's suffering from pulmonary fibrosis. So basically the hardening of the lungs. Okay, so she gave a talk on life and how even despite her condition, she finds life worth living. So in her talk, she actually mentioned that, look, it's a one-off kind of a thing that I would be born. I would be born and I have such a disease. Okay, but the thing is, what is that? She said that if I have pulmonary fibrosis, I will choose to manage that condition happily. I will not choose to be sad and sit down and, oh no, my life is gone and all, and be a burden to myself and be a burden to others. Okay, and she actually has a YouTube video called Singing on a Lifeboat. Okay, do check it out. She actually wrote a book, but the sad thing is on the day of the release she died. Okay, so she's no longer, she eventually succumbed to her condition. So she would also reiterate the point that happiness is a choice. Right. Okay, now moving on to belief. Okay, so this is my personal take on belief. Okay, believe in yourself, believe in others, and let others believe in you. Okay, in order for you to believe in yourself, you need others to believe in you. And in order for you to believe in others, it's a cycle. In order for you to believe in others, you need to believe in yourself. Okay, so simple enough. Are you familiar with a lady, Candy Lightner? Any of you have heard of her before? She actually started up a non-profit organization called MED, Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Okay, it's in Canada, it's a non-profit organization. So basically her son was killed in a drunk driving accident. Okay, so she started up this non-profit organization in Canada. And she believed that there would be others who would rally to her cause. Okay, so it grew into quite a large organization. And she believed that if she put her message across very openly, she brings it to the government and says, look, we genuinely have a problem with drunk driving. I think it's time for us to do something. That the government would actually listen. And actually, it did happen. She actually created a movement, and they actually went on to make a few very substantial changes in how the government viewed drunk driving. Okay, so I think this is very important, believing in yourself. I think before you undertake, something new, something different, or if you feel at a loss, it is very important to have faith and, you have to believe in yourself. Okay, this lady, okay, her name is Madam Afrina. Okay, she actually taught me English in primary 4. Okay, and 10 years later, quite a number of years later, when I joined MOE, right, my first posting was as a program executive. So it's customary for my boss to bring me to the school and introduce me to the vice principal or my reporting officer, and then he brought me to her. I was looking at her for a while, and okay, she's a very fierce woman, she's very stern. Okay, to make a point, she threw a chair at me once. I mean, it wasn't aimed at me, but before and all, of course it, right? I was like, So, I had the pleasure of working with her for 3.5 years. Okay, eventually she moved on to another school. Okay, and so whenever I was down, I was the work was massive. Okay, there were too many things to look into because I catered to the needs to about 150 people. So I have 150 people telling me 300 different things, expecting me to do 1,000 things, which I really couldn't cope. And she would be of course, if I couldn't really perform at my job, it will go to her as a complaint. And she has to sit down with me and, she has to address it and all. So she told me, look, can you or can you not do it? Is it an issue for you? And I was like, no, I really can't, I'm really struggling and all that. So at every turn, what she did was she told me, look, you don't say you can't, you can, okay? Don't say you are suffering, I will not allow you to I will not allow anyone who works for me to, okay. So, long story short, she believed in me, she gave me the inspiration and the confidence to pursue my studies, do many things in life, okay, and 2 weeks ago she passed away, because she's been struggling with cancer for 2 years. It's something that I didn't know also. And she made it very clear that during her last few moments that she didn't want anybody to know. It's because, she wanted, what do you call that, I don't know. Again, touching back, she wanted people to remember her at her best, not at her worst. So, it's very important for you to believe in yourself. It's very important to let others believe in you, and that will help you to believe in others. It's not as simple as me saying, look, I believe in you. There's no conviction. Okay? 1,000 people can tell you that you cannot do something. No, you can't, forget it. But it just takes one person to tell you, look, I believe in you. Go ahead and do it. And that will, really change your perspective. Okay. No, I'm not done. Okay, last, purpose and individuality. Okay, the reason why I say purpose and individuality, I find it both complementing each other. Many people look for the purpose in life, so much so that they become so involved into it that they lose their sense of individuality. They lose themselves as a person. They're no longer unique anymore. Okay, I don't want 4 copies of me walking around in public. I don't want to be sitting down in a group where the person I'm talking to, on my left, on my right, and forward, it's the same thing. So, purpose is something that is very complicated. Okay, a lot of people that I know model their pursuit of purpose after a person. I want to become like Bill Gates. I want to become like, yeah, okay, fine, it's good, But the reason why they are where they are is because, despite hard work, determination, and a purpose, they also maintain their sense of individuality. They didn't lose themselves as a person. Okay, they always kept very close to who they are, where they came from, and where they should be. Okay, and then they went for their purpose. But I think nowadays people in life tend to see that they have to give up one to attain the other, which is something that you don't. Okay? The more you are who you are, I think it will be easier for you to identify what is your purpose in life. You don't have to be the next Apple CEO, or you don't have to be the next, you can be you. I think that is what I'm trying to say. I think that is the greatest gift that you can give the world. Be yourself, be a moral person, be an ethical person. Do what you do and do it best day in, day out. I think that itself is enough. You don't have to go in search of a noble purpose. I want to save the world, how to fly to Mars and all that. Fly to Mars, okay, fine. If you have the money, why not? But the thing is, it doesn't have to come at a compromise. It doesn't have to come at the risk of losing yourself as a person. And like what I'm trying to say, you don't have to give up your purpose in life by maintaining your uniqueness. I'm a 140 kg Indian dude who loves collecting stamps. Okay? I love to go to 7-Eleven and try drinks that I haven't tried before. It's a habit. I've literally drank everything at a 7-Eleven. Like, okay, I haven't tried this before. I'm like, yeah, I suffered a bit here and there and all. I had a bit of stomach aches and all. But the thing is, that's what makes me unique. I'm not going to give that up. So, yes, I'm not.